Greetings guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome to the adventure in books, art, and other fun things. So today, I'm announcing the first annual, maybe? I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how this one goes. But announcing the first readathon, at least that I'm hosting. So, for June, I wanted to take part in an LGBTQIA+ centric readathon because I was having fun with the Asian readathon for May. However, there didn't seem to be any pre-existing ones. At least not just for June. There were a few, or there was one year-long one that I found on Storygraph, but just for a short run. So I've been kind of working on this as a project with the assistance of a few friends and whatnot. So we're gonna get into that in a second, but I also want to say that I'm going to be selling 10 Pride flag themed canvases that I made a while back. This has been in process for a while, but they're kind of abstract paintings, and I'll put a picture up here of what they all look like, and there's going to be some footage at the end of this, but all the profits will be donated to the Center for Black Equity, which works to improve the lives of Black LGBT people worldwide. So, they don't have anything directly associated with the video, just so you know. Those are the folks that I decided to go with for this round. So, again, we'll see how it works for future stuff. So anyway, the prompts. So, the prompts. 1. Read a book by an LGBTQ+ author. Should be pretty straightforward. 2. Read a book with an LGBTQ+ protagonist. And if we're including nonfiction in that, the protagonist is the author. It's fine. Work with it. And if we're including nonfiction in that category, the protagonist would be the author or whoever the nonfiction story is about. 3 is read a book with LGBTQ+ characters, an author, etc. from your favorite genre. 4 is read a non-fiction book by an LGBTQ+ author. 5 is read a book by a BI-POC author with LGBTQ+ characters by an LGBTQ+ BI-POC author, that sort of thing. And 6, read a book that is non-US centric with LGBTQ+ characters / author. There's also 4 bonus ones in the reading book tracker that we made. There was only space for 3 of them, but if you're going through the rest, you're probably gonna hit the last one anyway. So, bonus 1, read a book that spotlights lesser emphasized parts of the LGBTQ+ community, either author or characters like ace, aro, pan, intersex, identities. Bonus 2, read a book with an LGBTQ+ focus that was written prior to 1950. Bonus 3, read a book that has trans or non-binary characters or was written by a trans or non-binary author. And and bonus 4, read a book by a new-to-you LGBTQ plus author. So, by an author that you have not read their work before. So, that being said, there's a lot of prompts for a 1-month period. However, it's meant to be a pretty low-stress, chill sort of situation. So, you can use one book for multiple prompts. Just, if you're going to pick a new book, like if you have like 2 books, I just ask that you pick something from a different author. Ideally from authors of diverse gender, sexuality, and or cultural backgrounds and identities. For example, I'll be reading Ace by Angela Chen, which deals with asexuality and what it relates to desire, society, and the meaning that has been ascribed to sex in that capacity. Which is pretty cool, because I mean, I know what asexuality and demisexuality means for me, but it looks like it's a series of essays, and that would be really cool to read. Looking forward to that. And that would fulfill all the prompts except the bonuses for a trans or non-binary author or characters, and being written prior to 1950. Nonfiction isn't exactly a favorite genre, but I do read a lot of nonfiction. Case in point, Braiding Sweetgrass, which we're still currently reading. This should go up at least by Monday, so Monday, 4 p.m. PST or GMT -8. We're over at the twitch.tv/adventurin channel working on part 4 of this. If you want to check it out, it's pretty awesome. Indigenous wisdom and scientific knowledge and things. So, yeah, fun times. Anyway. I'll also be reading Hurricane Child by Case and Calendar, which would fulfill the prompts of being written by an LGBTQ author, presumably an LGBTQ plus character, and being written by a trans or non-binary author. So the story follows 12-year-old Caroline Murphy, who is a hurricane child, or a child born during a hurricane, and is thus seen as bad luck in her community. It takes place in the U.S. Virgin Islands in the Caribbean, and is a magical realism middle grade novel. Just as a thing, it looks like there might be some sapphic elements, which is cool, and Storygraph is letting me know, because I checked the little bio and stuff, that there's some content warnings of potential self-harm, homophobia, and racism, so just so you know, going in. And then I'll be reading The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I have it somewhere. I tried finding it, because that's the only one that I know that I have a physical copy of. Ace and Hurricane Child I'm borrowing from the library on Cloud Library and Libby, but I have no idea where it went. Might end up having to borrow that one too, I don't know, we'll see. But that would be fulfilling the prompts for being written by an LGBTQ plus author, presumably an LGBTQ plus character, from what I know of the story, and having been written prior to 1950. Yeah, I've had that thing for years and have never gotten around to it, so we shall see. Also, from what I've heard from other reviews, it's at least borderline horror, maybe? We'll see, I don't know. Other recommendations are The Henna Wars and The Prince and the Dressmaker, which I read for the Asian Readathon in May. Both of which I would recommend. Also, just content warning on that. Both had elements of homophobia. It was a lot more in the Henna Wars, though. And there was some transphobia in The Prince and the Dressmaker. Also, there's a running commentary on racism toward our Bengali main character and her family in the Henna Wars. So you know, going in. If you do decide to participate, feel free to use the Read LGBTQ Pride hashtag, and any reading method is fine for this, including but not limited to physical books, audiobooks, ebooks, braille, whatever you want to use, whatever you can use. It's fine. It works. We're good. And if you want to participate in the charity auction with the canvases for the Center for Black Equity, links will be in the description. Also, I wanted to do a bit of a small business shout out because I was scrolling through Etsy a while back and found something that both fits and is generally awesome, and the person who runs it seems to be pretty cool. So, Eclectic Creative is where I picked up a couple of bookmarks, and if you are at all familiar with my channel, the multiple channels and what I do and stuff, books, LGBT things, plants, all are pretty awesome, and there's a whole thing. So I ended up getting the Ace, asexual or demisexual, and it's got the little monstera plant there. And then we've got the inclusive flag there, the non-binary one, and the pan flag. I know they have arrow too, generally, but yeah, it's just pretty cool with the bookmarks and the plants and the pride and general awesomeness. So anyway, I'll have that linked down there too. That's it for right now. More book and art videos will be coming shortish. I'm gonna put a clip of making the canvases here. Alright, so first off, I do have an assortment of brushes over here. We'll see what actually ends up getting used. To start off, I'm going to use this. Now, you would usually use a palette knife. This is not a palette knife. It's a spatula from the dollar store because I don't have a palette knife, and all the ones I found are like a lot more than that, and I don't feel too bad if I need to bend it into a better shape. So, we'll go with that. So, like I said, we're going with the general flag, as it were. So, starting off, actually, I'll just move these guys back a little bit. So, starting off, and all these are just regular acrylics. have been, it's been in process for like 2 years, because I initially made them in 2019. For example, this is the asexual flag, and you can kind of see, and if you look at it there, it's got kind of a mixed gloss and matte finish, so like there's a little bit of a matte distress in there. So that's how it is for all 10 of them. I'm currently thinking to do the process via Instagram posting, but we'll see. That might change between now and the start of June when that's going live. But if it changes, I'll leave a pinned comment down below with the updated info and stuff. But that's where stuff's going. And yeah, in case you didn't see it before, I've got dabbing unicorns on because reasons. Anyway, I will let y'all go and have a super fabulous rest of your day. I'll see y'all later.